I understand why it was necessary for her to go public, and I support her having gone public, and in light of the situation, it was the right thing to do, because essentially what happened was she was set up to be put in a position where she could have been really screwed up. This is a child who has evidence, allegedly, of being abused, and it's physically visible. Clearly, her mother and others have seen this, and Wanda could have been put in a position where, this happened at her house. We didn't know, about this. This is the first of us hearing about it. So she had to go public to protect herself and her grandkids. And given the situation and having heard for myself her position, it was the right thing to do. So I just wanted to extend an apology for second guessing her. Why would she even speak publicly? And I see that it was to raise awareness and to protect her house, and she had to do that. So that's all I wanted to say. And I think that we need to take the focus off of both Velvet and Clubfoot, and really focus on getting some accountability for this child.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter how messed up Velvet is or how messed up Clubfoot is. This is a child that's being victimized, and that's where the focus needs to be. And I think it's important for us to come back when we get other people on that are, going into the genealogy of how this one got messed up and how Velvet is messed up in the family dynamics and Nature Boy and the insane asylum. Right now, we're dealing with this child, and I think it's important to keep the energy and the focus right there on getting the necessary agencies and individuals involved to get some justice for this child.
Okay.
So that's all I wanted to do, was be able to extend that to Wanda and just let her know she has my support as a grandmother. I get it, because she had to protect her own.
She sure
and
did
that was
have
the
to,
reason.
because see, it's different.
Yeah, right.
It's different when it's just your grandbabies. You see what I'm saying? You already know what you would do, but it ain't your grandbaby that we talking about right now. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I be telling people, like, that's why I approach it like this. That's why even when people try to talk about me to get views, I'm like, you don't see people like going live and talking about the person from their local news station that reported a story. You don't hear stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? I just report on this. So when you're looking at the matter, in reference to if this was actually your granddaughter, what you would do, I believe everything what you would be saying what you're doing, but it's not your situation. So think about it. It wasn't Wanda's situation. I mean, Wanda was in a situation, but it was not her granddaughter. You see what I'm saying? You see how awkward that was?
Right. It was a situation that could have ultimately jeopardized her grandkids.
That's bad.
So, right, because she has grandsons over there, and they could have said that that they touched her.
Right, and you have to protect the house first. So I totally get it, and I support her, and I get it. I get it. She saw something that frightened the hell out of her.
Right.
And I know that her first thought was, something bad has happened to this child. But on top of that, wait a minute, I have to protect my kids as well. And I totally get it.
I get it too. At first, you know what I'm saying, I know there was a lot of people that feel some kind of way about it. But, like I said, at the end of the day, we're looking at child abuse. We're looking at child sexual abuse, molestation possibly as well. So I definitely appreciate you coming through. And then, at least what you said to Mama Wanda, now that you can see exactly what the hell going on with this situation.
Right, and I support her. I totally support her position and the manner in which she came forward. She had to do it that way. And I'm going to say good night to everybody and drop down so someone else can come up.
Oh, nice.
And I hope you feel better. Take care of yourself.
Thank you, Ms. Glenn.
Thank you.
Another thing that I was like, guys, was
let's say, for instance, Mama Wanda knowing his...
Wait a minute, excuse me, okay. Let me interject. Somebody needs to turn their phone down a little bit, and I think it's the one that's talking. Just a little taste.
Sound muffled. Is that better?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the way that I looked at it was, let's say Mama Wanda wasn't saying anything at all, kept it a secret, didn't tell anybody, and later on it came out. And it also came out that the baby had been in Mama Wanda's custody. Well, if it goes far enough to where there are charges about, she could be charged for conspiracy to knowing something and not reporting it. So that's also how you kind of got to look at things like that. I think a lot of it do, whether it's professional or not, to report when things are not right, especially when it comes to kids. But that's kind of the way I look at it, too, is that she didn't say nothing. She ultimately could get herself in trouble. So that's my take on it.
Somebody's phone messing up.
Somebody going hard with that jank. What was that?
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, they got to get up out this gym jank for a minute, man. I'm gonna let you get your phone gym jank together, man. Okay, anybody else up here that want to speak on this?
Yes. Go ahead, sweetie.
Oh, okay. This is Nicole.
Okay.
And I've been looking at this since this all started yesterday. And being that I have a daughter, I just can't even imagine, finding out that somebody had touched her. And I know Velvet is young, and I know Velvet has been through some things, but there becomes a point where you got to take yourself out of it and focus on your child. After somebody is to tell you that something is going on with your baby, the first thing you do is drop everything and find out what's going on, whether it be taking her to a doctor, whether it be calling the police, whatever the case may be. You need to make those steps to make sure that wherever it happened, it never gets the opportunity to happen again. And she's so precious, and she's so sweet, and I just watched that video of her at her birthday party, and she was just smiling, and she was just laughing, and she's a beautiful baby, and she has been through so much in just a short 2 years that she's been on this earth. And it really makes me sad that you are so selfish with the thing that you're doing, that you have these people bowing down to your child, but you're not making sure that ain't nobody harming your child. If she's a princess, treat her as such. Watch where she is. Make sure that ain't nobody that done come into your camp and has admitted to having a thing and touching young kids. First of all, you wouldn't be in my camp. You wouldn't stay in the house, and you damn sure wouldn't be around my baby by herself. But then she's also witnessed all the stuff that her mama and daddy have been through, where he been fighting on her or one of them other women, when he gyrates and dancing and all that overly sexual stuff. Don't no 2-year-old need to see no mess like that. And I know she not asleep every time they do this, because he'll do it in the middle of the day. Where's the schooling? Where's the books? You don't want them in Babylon learning from Babylon schools. So
he say he get ready to write a book. He say he get ready to write a book though.
But he's not teaching them nothing. You're not teaching. How's she gonna read the book if you ain't teaching her how to read?
Yeah, he say.
Does she know how to write her name? Does she know how to say she too?
He say since Velvet writing a book, he gonna write a book too.
Nobody wants to read that bullshit from him or her. We don't want to hear it. All we need to know from them is who hurt this baby and where's Zoka baby. That's it. We don't care about nothing else. And now I'm at the point to where if this is what happened to the princess,
because of whatever, by whoever. What about Seven's kids? Seven has small kids too.
Right.
I see. Hey, everybody.
Peace. What's good?
Hi, Miss Me. I'm sorry.
I see it.
Y'all just said Velvet is live with TKO. I hope one of the beamers is recording it because I'm recording the ass nigga. He is talking. World, this nigga, he's so goddamn dusty. I just don't know what to say. I swear to God. This
And
nigga,
all that ranting and raving, he never said anything about his baby.
But the thing about it is, he did. He said something about the baby. He said something about he did. World will play it on his live stream YouTube. But yeah, he did say something about the baby. And what he said about the baby was that Velvet is basically participating in the fuck shit like I always told you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing. That's what he's saying. Which we already knew that she's participating in the fuck shit.
That's why he always saying, if I go down, everybody going down with me.
Yes,
yeah, because she did. Yep, he did. And I feel so sorry for Miss Selena. Especially because I tell y'all, my husband, he'd have been in jail. He don't give a fuck. He'd have been in jail. Like, we had that situation. I explained that situation on World's panel one day. Like, we had similar, there wasn't no touching, but it's the point that the stepfather hit the son, and, like, my husband was ready to, like, give it all, like, fuck it all, and go to jail. I had to talk him out of it. So I feel
I think I'd have rolled up on the whole camp, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel sorry.
And I would beat everybody's ass until somebody tell me the truth.
Hey, and also, y'all, guys, check this out. What did I say when Seven first went over there? I said, didn't the youngest baby father not want her to go over there in the first place? Guess what he did? He raised motherfucking hell, and he got his baby, didn't he?
Yes,
he got his baby. He raised hell.
But then I saw in the chat when we were talking about it, somebody said this today, they saw 2 little girls.
Yeah, she got.
No, they don't know what they're talking about. They put the dad, like Miss Me said, did come and get the little daughter. I've seen that too.
Well, I
don't think they know what they're talking about. You can't listen to everybody in these damn chats. Some of these people be
so it could have been. Maybe it was her, the one daughter, and Jahumi.
No, she has 2 little girls. I've seen what you said. They don't have the same daddy, but the smaller girl, the baby,
she's supposed to be gone.
Very in her life. So I did say this. I said, didn't the daddy he raised hell, and guess what he did? He got his motherfucking daughter. I want to talk to that man. I salute that man.
2 people, Miss Me, keep trying to say it's two girls there, but like you said, he did come get his daughter because they talked about it the other day and they're sitting in the van. So y'all need to stop saying that. Anyways.
Right.
I believe he came when Malia, they kept saying that Malia went to the airport.
It was during that time.
Correct.
Yeah, they put the daughter on a plane. My daughter has been flying since they were young, too. All you got to do is pay for an escort or with a chaperone. But they put the daughter on the plane, and he got his goddamn daughter. I'm glad he got her out of this man. If he's listening,
he kept telling us to tell the
man is, let us talk to this man.
Correct.
We do know what we're talking about. Coriana said we're getting on these panels and don't know what we're talking about. So I guess there's 2 daughters over there then.
Coriana, you wanna join the live stream, Coriana?
Like, oh my God.
You wanna come up? You wanna come up, Coriana?
One of the kids is gone.
We don't believe what Nature Boy telling us. Hold on, let me add you up in this Jim Jank.
Thank you, Carl.
That could be.
Okay, Coriana, what's good?
When I seen that they moved earlier, I'm just gonna get on here and get off. When I saw that they moved to the new house, the pink and blue house, he hurried up and put the camera on the 2 little girls. It was the oldest daughter, and it could have been another little girl that looked like she could be about 3 years old. I'm not saying that They are both 7 daughters, but they do have 2 little girls over there.
Were they light skinned?
I couldn't really see. You know how he was saying that he can't put the children on camera? So he hurried up and put the camera on them and took it off. But I definitely seen 2 little girls.
Oh, wow. Okay, she explained it. She said she just made a lot of sense because she said when they went to the new place, but we don't know.
Mm-hmm. We appreciate you for saying
like
that.
I don't know. I can't for sure say that
that.
it's both 7 daughters, but it is 2 little girls over there. It's the older daughter that's definitely for 7, and then it's a younger little girl that look like she could be about 2 or 3. I don't know how old 7 youngest daughter is.
Yeah, she's about 2 or 3. Yep, she definitely is about 2 or 3.
And like, you know, none of us, I don't think any of y'all talk to a 7 baby daddy to know for sure if he went over there and got her. Nature Boy tell y'all anything.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. We would love to talk to him.
Now I seen your comment when you put that, when you said y'all believe anything Nature Boy tell y'all.
Yeah, because the lady was like, Nature Boy just said that he dropped 7 daughter off at the airport. Nature Boy told y'all he bought Malia a $300 ticket just to get the money back off Beagle.
And ain't show no airport. Ain't show no airport.
Right. Well, you know I be on it.
Oh yeah, I know you be on that. Let me ask you right quick. I was like, let me ask Coriana right quick.
I said it. I'm like, he said it in advance.
This is crazy, y'all.
I ain't mad at it. Because I've never seen but one child of 7. I think it was the older one, but I wasn't sure if she had 2 or 3 children. And I definitely wasn't sure.
And something going on with 7 right now. I don't know if she left or if she planning on leaving, because when he was just live, he was like saying bits and pieces, like as if they're beefing. But I know earlier when they when he went live, the little girl was listening to him when he was saying stuff about his dick, but he must have realized that she was right there, and he was basically telling her like, "Go ahead, what I told you, like basically like get out my face."
Wow. Okay, now on the new juice.
Girl, she said juice. I'm weak.
We will be able to hear it on the live network.
All right, well, I'm about to get down. I'm in the comments.
I'm not listening to
okay, Coriana, thank you.
Thank you for informing us. We do.
They can't hear all y'all at one time when y'all all talking at one time.
I want to tell her thank you. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. But we're baby here.
Absolutely, thank you.
But okay, now, Colonel, this is what I wanted to say. If we take it back a little bit further, when Kaja told us about what was going on in that hotel room, and she was saying what was going on in that room. So I'm sure, I know that wasn't the first time, because for them to do that in front of Kaja, that was something that they were doing often.
Thank you.
And they felt as though Kaja was going to be, complacent with it and be all right and just sit there. And I guess in Kaja, I got kids too, and there ain't no way in the world I'm going to do this.
And what about when he had her numerous of times topless on live? Yes, numerous of times he had baby Ellie topless. We already suspected this, y'all, so this should not be a surprise. It's even worse to hear it. It's even worse to hear it for sure and to confirm it from Mama Wanda, but we already suspected this.
Mm-hmm. We have, because he's made a lot of comments that, I mean, you wasn't drunk when you were saying them. You was in your God, whatever, and you made all these comments about her and how this, like he even said, this is my property. That is my property. Eliana and Velvet are my property.
Yep. And she knows it too. She knows it. I said she knows it too. That's why I say a long time ago that she is the ringleader. When are y'all gonna believe me?
She said it herself. I think I heard her say it on one of them lives. She runs shit when she over there.
Right.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Miss Lee, I never doubted, because I always felt that she always tried to dump what was going on with her down. But my thing is, you done went back and forth over there. You let that man run your life, do whatever he wanted to you, around your baby. But when you get to your family, your bloodline, the people that love you, then you want to jump bad and, oh, fuck y'all, I ain't going to be with you, and blocking them on. You know, he's thriving off of that. He ain't doing it. He's like, yeah, she ain't even with me, and I still got her ass behind her parents. You know, like, she don't see that she's so smart, she's dumb.
Let me tell y'all a story. When my daughter was a teenager, she had friends come over. We both came home from work. I'm speaking on Selena and her husband. We both came home from work. My daughter had this nigga playing my husband's Xbox. My husband he was sitting on the couch playing the Xbox. My husband acted a fool. So why the fuck would she think she could just bring any nigga in their house and just be doing anything in that house? Yeah, I'll kick your ass out too. You can go, because we the booger with the sugar.
Okay, the question, hold on. The question that you asking, you pretty much answered the question, because see, what you got to look at now is about what her actions was before she got to wherever that she's at. That's what answers why she's doing certain stuff and why she felt like that. Because, of course, when she was with Nature Boy and then Carbonation, you know, now you see how that they was just exchanging partners and doing other things. The stuff that's normal to her over here in Babylon now, people are raising a brow and asking, like, what the fuck is going on? Just like at Selena's house with her husband. When he like, hold on now, just like what you saying about the Xbox, coming home and seeing that, he coming home and seeing a dude up in there, period, and like, hold on, I'm the husband, now I'm here with my wife, this her daughter, but who is this guy?
Yeah. I honestly think that she had all that stuff that was going on over there. They drinking, they doing whatever. You get back here, and I feel like she's really, really trying her hardest not to go back. Because I mean, that's your husband, your baby father. Regardless, sometimes of what they do to you, you still, you know, mourn and miss home as what you felt was home. We have to realize she went through this for 5 years. So there's no way in the world she's going to be over it within a couple months. So now I think she may be self-medicating herself to keep her from going back over there.
It's more like 3
because
years.
If you're high,
I was about to say 3 years.
But if you, that's a long time to have somebody drilling something in your head and saying, you know, don't do this, or if you do this, they're going to get you. If you do this, they're going to do that, or they're going to take the baby. I'm pretty sure he said that several times to her, and it seems like that's what she's the most scared of, is somebody taking her baby away from her.
Right there, could I add in what I wanted to say? Thank you. I was waiting for my turn. You just helped me. And what did Miss Wanda say? Allegedly, she is right now running from her mother and being rebellious because she don't want to listen about taking that baby to get checked.
Mm-hmm.
Not making sure the baby got a roof over her head, not making sure the baby fed and keep clean booty, but she even said, Granny said something ain't right, something wrong with Wanda, and then she's telling Velvet, and Velvet is running from that, y'all. So all this renting and people thinking Miss Wanda lying and all of this bullcrap, at the end of the day, she don't even want to listen to her mama because her mama's trying to get her help. She's running from help.
Velvet don't want the truth to be told to her. She don't want anything to be blamed on her. So she's running from that.
She's running from that. She's for sure running from that. But I'm pretty sure that if she...
I just got out of a cold. I'm sorry.
Word. I seen that too.
You just got out of a cold.
You seen that?
Yep, I seen that too.
I just got out of a cold. See if she want to come and speak, well.
Nah, she say you just got out of a coat.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So, I'm sure because I mentioned yesterday that I've worked in law enforcement for almost 14 years, and every case that I've ever seen of some kind of child abuse is always don't tell or else you're going to get in trouble too.
Right.
Or don't say this, don't say that, because then they're going to take not just this kid, but all your kids from you.
So where does that leave the child?
A lot of
where does that leave the child? Where does that leave the child in that type of situation?
It leaves them in the house having to go through it until they finally can't take no more. I've seen them where they little bitty and they can't take it no more, and they will go to a principal, a teacher, whatever, and they finally just have to say it that this is what has happened to me. This is what's going on with me.
Hey, Nicole, I don't know if you see the comments, but this lady just said she not taking the baby to get checked because she know that they gonna keep her, and she also said she don't have answers for the questions that them people gonna ask on where and why. Okay.
Exactly. Because of them, if she goes, it's going to actually look better for her if she takes the child in. If she takes the child in, that if somebody else makes a report and they come and pick that child up and take that child and have that mess he said about the baby being checked at the house and all that, CPS is not allowed to do any kind of physical check of a child, especially not in the house, and especially not for a sexual assault. They may be able to look and see bruises and take pictures, but they usually take the child somewhere else to do that. So there's no way that they would have laid their baby on no bed, opened up her legs, and looked all in between their legs because they don't even know what they're looking at.
Right.
They would have had to take her to the doctor. So if she takes the child to the doctor, she can say, my child looks like this. I don't know what happened. But she is the parent that is making the report. And then, of course, everybody's going to have to explain what happened or how it could have possibly happened. But they may not take her away from you. So if you go and whatever, but then if they look at it, they're going to, investigate it. They're going to look at it. And if they see that they can't weed out her nor the daddy, then the next step would be to find the best next of kin for the child to stay with while they're doing the investigation.
Now, can we take this a step further? Now, say she doesn't have she hasn't been touched.
It sounds like your phone it sounds like whatever you're talking through is covered up.
Does it?
Yeah, if you got a headset on, kind of take it out. It sounds like you muffled. We can't really hear you.
Okay.
I always have your phone like how you have it now. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Now, say if the baby was not sexually molested. Let's say that they test her and find out she has a sexually transmitted disease. And maybe if it's, down in the spot down there, the baby could have been scratching and digging because of certain things. But even still, once they test her and they find a sexually transmitted disease, they're going to ask who, what, when, where, and every person at the house that this child was living in, and they're going to want them to they're going to demand that they all be tested.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So, absolutely.
It's a lot that she's saying a whole bunch of nothing.
So let me ask you, Nelly. Let me ask you. So what? I mean, so if she knows that she can't answer the questions, is this like one of the main reasons why she's not trying to say anything about anything?
I believe so, because she don't want to answer the question because she don't want to be blamed. And somebody say, "See, I knew this is what was going on." She don't want nobody to have to. She don't want to have to answer to anyone. So that means this baby ain't even went and had no 6-month checkup, no year checkup, just to even see how her teeth are growing, just to, even to check to even see if she had corona at any time from being here and there and everywhere and traveling, So she's not really, even if you are a parent that you don't believe in your child taking the vaccination, the child still should have been checked their weight to see how their birth chart, how their weight chart is going, even because she was a child that's been breastfed, see how much nutrients she's getting. all of those things encompass the whole spectrum of being checked by a doctor. And she's not doing any of that.
And the sad thing is, ladies, if we were her and we were walking around, and if that baby wound is like Miss Wanda said, how in the hell can we continuously change our baby pamper and see that?
Thank you.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
So she know when it first started, because I'm going to know, I don't give a damn if I change my baby pamper. You got to keep changing them. They piss and shit all day. They pee especially all day. You know, every time they drink something. So when I change her, wait a minute, today something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like, she been new. Homeboy said, don't just, you know, basically you saying only Aya was breastfeeding with the baby, getting asked if you was getting fucked too with the baby. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just so much shit, like y'all said, that's wild been going over there in front of that baby. We can't put it past, you know. We can't get mad at Miss Wanda for speaking up. Somebody fucking needs to speak up. For your niece and nephews. Since we can't say your baby, if you was a mama, you would be dumb bitch like Velvet. They're on the internet, y'all, going back and forth about bullshit. And instead of her getting her ass off the internet and really just taking the baby. And I mean, like, the fuck that, I'll be going to go try to tell first if it was my child.
So
I
what
ain't
is
trying
that?
to get caught. I would at least want to know for sure.
Yeah.
Let me ask though.
I would find out it's not true than to find out that it was, and
correct.
I looked like I was trying to cover it up. My child, you don't know what kind of emotional things that the child could have been going through, and this will follow this child. I pray to God that it's not true. I promise. But when you've been touched like this, it goes up all down your life with you. 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, and she needs to stop being selfish. She needs to stop thinking about herself. She needs to forget how she loves herself and love her child more and do this for her, because there's going to be a shitload of life trials that's going to come along with this baby. And it's so sad. It is so sad.
Someone say Wanda speaking up to cover her own ass.
Yeah,
her own ass when she never asked. She didn't do anything.
Right. I just attempted to add
Brown butterfly. She called the police. She made a report. She don't know where Velvet is staying, so she don't have an address.
Yeah, I was trying to add that person. I don't know whether or not if they're gonna come into the live stream or not. But I'm like, yeah, I seen that comment too, boss. I seen it as soon as it dropped up in there. I was like, well, damn.
Y'all remember? I'm not trying to dress up. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to dress up. But it's like I am defending Mama. Like, at the end of the day, cloud chasing or not, it does not matter. This is about a fucking baby. This is not about a baby getting her ass whooped. This is not about Aaliyah who did some dumb shit over there. Right. We already know what he's doing. This is about the baby. And everybody want to keep downing that woman for opening her mouth. Did y'all freaking listen on World News Channel earlier on what's the name that this lady has said that girl she met one time when she came here and was with Omac. She never saw her again. Then Velvet called her out of nowhere. Can I refresh in y'all memory? Velvet called Miss Wanda out of nowhere and left that baby over there. Miss Wanda didn't call saying, hey, girl, I'll help you with the baby since you're back over here in Babylon. She never asked to be in these people's business. And she can't cover her own ass no matter what. If she's saying something funny and then she already know what the hell was going on, she's speaking out. And again, so y'all know, she put the baby grandmama and they're in on it together to try to get justice for the baby. And so please remember that when y'all somebody said something. She also somebody said something. Right. She also spoke up first. But do y'all remember when Velvet left, I think it was the second time, and she insinuated, she didn't come out and say it, but she insinuated something was going on with her baby. She said, I'm not going to have my baby around that. She insinuated this, I think the second or third time she left. She insinuated needs to be there. She did. I don't know if y'all remember that, but she did. World, do you remember that?
What was that again?
Remember when she insinuated Velvet had left, like the second or, I think it was the second or third time, might have been the third time, when she insinuated something may have happened with that baby.
Oh, yeah.
She said, I can't keep my baby over there because she didn't directly, but she insinuated it. She has been saying she needs to protect her baby.
And through her insinuation and by her saying, you know, about her having to protect, you know, her baby, being that that's her father, one would have to ask what she was protecting the baby from.
Right, right.
And she said earlier,
I was looking at the chat. I was
not be over there.
I was rolling back up, and somebody was saying that not every state will do things the way that I was speaking of with CPS. And then they don't have jurisdiction internationally. They are not international. They are in Puerto Rico, which is still a part of the United States. And yes, each state may have different rules, different procedures. However, not one state is going to allow a CPS worker to check a child for sexual abuse in their home. They have to be taken to somewhere else because they can't even question the child in the home. They have to be taken somewhere else. They have to be taken to someone who is a professional, who knows how to talk to children without leading them or making them do whatever, and then they would have to be evaluated by a doctor for them to be able to say, yes, this child's hymen is broken, or this child has this disease or that. If you can't look at a child like that.
Let me go somewhere right quick. I want you to walk with me, right? Now, let's say, for instance, that Mama Wanda was not the person that she is, and when Velvet dropped the baby off with Mama Wanda, let's think about if she would have been somebody else that would have taken advantage of that child. And if they would have taken advantage of that child, Velvet, after them 4 days, you feel me, during those 4 days, she didn't even answer the phone or nothing. So just think about how much sexual abuse could have taken place with the child during that 4-day period.
So she carelessly leaving the poor baby.
Right. Yeah. That was very careless. Very careless.
I'm going to say that was very careless. First of all, I don't care what I have to do in this world. When I was raising my kids are grown. When I was raising my kids, they did not spend the night nowhere. I did not care. They didn't spend the night nowhere because I didn't know who came in and out of these folks' house. Second, you want to be gone so bad. And one thing I could say about Dusty, he said a long time ago, he said Velvet fuck a whole bunch of niggas. I didn't believe it, but now I do because her own mama said it. Okay? Her mama said it. That's why she got put out, because you cannot keep bringing niggas in and out of my house.
Bingo.
Because it's not your house. Okay? So, one thing he said was true, was that she do fuck a lot of niggas. And we see now that is what's happening. Now, with that, pedophiles seek and they smell out shit like that. They know when somebody has been touched. They know when the mother don't give a fuck. They know this. This is a proven fact. This is who they prey on. This is who they prey on. Single mothers. They prey on people like that. Me as a single mother, you can do that. When I first got with my husband, the computer had just came out. I looked him up to make sure that this nigga has not been a pedophile. Okay?
Hold on for a minute. I got Jay Star coming up too once that you get finished, all right?
Okay. So I know I'm almost done. I'm just saying, y'all, this mother is the sole primary to blame because she can.
Come on, go fix your phone, brother.
A mother can stop this from happening. She can. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just had to drop him. That phone is too loud. Can't nobody hear nothing. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all got to have your audio together. You can't be listening to nothing else. You can't be trying to record nothing. You can't be doing none of that. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking about people that I'm adding on Instagram. That's why it's making that noise. Okay, y'all? Let's get it right, man, if y'all want to come up here. Other than that, I got, you know what I'm saying, the Bean Queens. They in the background. You know what I'm saying? They on the call. You'll be talking to them. Jay Star, I hope you right, man. I'm going to go ahead and try to add him up here now.
Exactly right. They look out for women who are, they seek, like in the school, they'll seek a kid that's like a single parent, come from a single parent household. because they, I can get in good with you, and then your child, you don't trust me with your child, so then, maybe I'll be able to get closer to them. So you have to be, and I'm so glad you checked your husband's background, because not enough people do that. Not enough people look at who they dating and say, let me see what your things is about.
Yeah, I got 2 girls. I had 2 girls in the house. There was no way on hell that I would let anyone around. And I also talked to my girls, and I told them, if anybody say they're going to kill you, they're going to kill your family, or they're going to do this and that, no, you come tell me anyway. Because trust me, they're not going to make it past that day, whether they're in jail. But I was not going to. And she know, y'all wasn't listening to Mama Wanda. She said it. She knew what the fuck was going on. This is why she was asking y'all to report, because she knows what's going on.
Exactly, because she know what's going on. But what I'm hearing, and what I don't think a lot of people are looking at, is like initially when you brought up the part about Velvet, and when Velvet was saying that, somebody in the camp was a pedophile, somebody was a molester, one of y'all was saying that, and that was around that exact time when she was saying like, hey, I have to protect my daughter. So if she knew that she had to protect her daughter, obviously something had occurred at that time. And, and I'm sure that, her daughter just didn't, defecate or, have a number 2 during that time from way back then till this period right now, you see. And that's the thing about it. And with a situation like that, I can understand how not only it can be a shock, but at the same time, I'm not taking this away, from Velvet, at this time by her leaving, because she could have been just said, well, you know what, man, I ain't feeling this, damn all this fame shit or whatever. Like our daughter's being taken advantage of right now. Like this dude is continuing to take advantage of our daughter, whether she consented to it or not. That's the way that it appeared. Whether she consented or not, that's the way that it appears now. That's how it appears to all of us. And hold on for 1 second, because I got somebody else that's trying to add from the Instagram. I don't want y'all to be talking when they talking, so let me see if they
no, go ahead and let her finish.
No. We are on a back check call anyway. Okay. You go ahead. They still sitting here. They'll be able to chime in with you as well.
Okay, perfect. So I'm a caseworker, and I actually see instances like this, and this is no longer speculations. Whether the little girl was touched or not, it's already been admitted that there's been multiple sexual activities in front of this little girl, and now there's reports of her having sexual behaviors like touching herself and doing inappropriate things. This is no longer, you need to go and report. It absolutely needs to be reported, and that girl absolutely needs to get some help. Like, this is no longer like, I mean, of course we need to get down to the fact of whether or not she was touched, but it was the fact that she has been around sexual behavior. LGO was just on there talking about the girl being breastfed while they were having sex. That's not normal. That's not normal. That's not acceptable. That's not okay. She's
Hold on, I missed that. I missed that. Can you run that back? You say he was doing what now?
He was just on live, and he was basically, upset about whatever Velvet said on live earlier, and he was basically trying to expose her. And he said the first thing that you guys need to do was ask her, why was she breastfeeding Eliana while she was having sex? And I'm just like, this is the weirdest behavior for them to act like this is just so normal. And now that you're upset that you're exposing this is clearly something that is normalized over there. And this little girl has been through this. She's seen all of this. So I'm not shocked and surprised if she has been touched, and it breaks my heart. And I really hope that she has not. But whether she's been touched or not, she has been around sexual activities that not a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, not a child should be around whatsoever. And now that someone's upset, all the truth is coming out. This is so much deeper. It's so much deeper. And I'm not shocked. That little girl needs help. She needs to be around a safe situation. Of course, she's going to be scared and not want people to change her diaper and bathe her.
even if she was not touched, she's been around sexual activity. She knows what sex is.
So
It's
she
just,
knows
it's
what.
sad. It's sad. She
I
knows,
mean,
she knows what sex is.
of course, it's sad, and now as you're saying, she knows, what sex is. But can I ask you, how do you think that this child now will perform or act around other children, other female children, in your own opinion?
Oh, this is a psychological thing, and I see it all the time. This is where kids become hypersexual. So, they don't have to be necessarily touched, but when they're exposed to sexual content, that's when they start to do things like touch themselves or hump or touch other kids. It's a learned behavior. So I definitely feel like, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say we should jump to the fact that she may be touched, but it's a high chance. And even if it's not, she's gonna have hypersexual behaviors. She's gonna do things like touch herself or be afraid to
Can
get
I
her
ask you a
diaper
question as
changed.
a caseworker?
Yes.
Let me ask you,
Mhm.
how does people really get the caseworker's attention on something like this? Because you can call all day, but they might not pay attention. I know people in my family where the in-laws that my sister was married to, they got fired and everything for the case that was in Atlanta with the little girl that got burnt and all that. So a lot of people got fired behind that. But how do you get the caseworker's attention on, come on, let's look at this?
Well, first of all, I definitely feel like it's a geographical thing. I feel like in different areas, caseworkers take different things seriously. The first issue would be Velvet needs to speak up, all in instance of knowing I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're going to take that baby. They're going to take that little girl because of the things that are coming out now about sexual behaviors happening in front of her, which definitely should never, ever happen in front of a kid. It really depends on it. It depends. I mean, I'm shocked that caseworkers are not doing anything about it. This is big. This is something that you just can't ignore. Maybe the right people are not being contacted. Maybe I don't know, but I've never not once had a
Do you think
situation
it has
where
anything? Do you think it has anything to do? You know what I'm saying, with this being a melanated child or a black child? Do you think they got anything to do with it?
like I said, it's geographical. It could do something about it. It could be the simple fact that they're not taking this seriously because here it is, a mother that has been through abuse from this man or husband, and she keeps going back. They don't take situations seriously when women continue to have the same behaviors over and over again. That's like you allowing a man to beat you, the police come and they save you, and then you come back and go to the same person. After a while they won't take it seriously. Does not mean that they should not take the situation with the child seriously, because this should be the little girl should have been taken on the first phone call. And that's me being honest. She'd have been taken on the first phone call, and they should have been doing a rape kit on her, not waiting for the mom to take you to the hospital. No, that's not how it's supposed to work. They need to go and get her, and they need to take that little girl to the hospital, and they need to get her evaluated. She's showing signs of hypersexual behaviors. That's not normal. Kids don't just learn how to hump or touch themselves. That's not something they just develop. They have to see it or experience it.
There's a question that was hold on for a second. There's a question that's posed asking, what your stance is, on the baby's private area being tampered with.
Okay, so I know that some people were saying that they said that she was swollen down there. Now, from my experience, young little girls do have a larger vaginal area, should I say. So anybody that has a daughter, we know that their vagina is not developed like a grown woman, so it may be a little bit puffier or poofier, but we're talking about inner. They're not going to look at her vagina and be like, okay, the outside of her vagina looks large. They're gonna see if she's been penetrated, and that's not going to be a speculation. They're actually going to go inside that little girl and make sure that her hymen has not been broken. And if it is, there's no covering up rape. That rape is rape. But does that mean that she hasn't been touched in other forms? She could have not been penetrated and just have been touched. And there's no way to know that other than going and getting this girl examined and seeing if her hymen's been broken. But like I said, it's behaviors. You cannot ignore a child showing those type of behaviors. She's fearful when it comes to hygiene and being clean. And I've watched them for years, and I've seen the little baby be naked in front of everybody in Carbonation, like just so many uncomfortable situations. And now more honesty and truth is coming out now that he's upset. I for one cannot see how a man can be sexually aroused with his daughter in the bed latched to the mother's breast. That's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting.
Okay, with you being a caseworker, is there anything you can do, like call anybody, or because you are a caseworker? I'm just asking. I don't know.
See, I live out in Michigan, but I definitely could try to make calls. But it's about knowing where she is. Who exactly could we, get in contact with that could, where you have to know where she is. That's the first thing. You can't just call CPS and just be like, hey, I want to make a report. I have no idea where the child is. We have to know where she is with this baby.
Okay, the lady who made the report, Mama Wanda, you know what I'm saying? She said that the baby's vaginal is wide open.
That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. She needs to go to the hospital. She needs a rape kit done. She needs to go to the hospital. She has to be examined. She has to be evaluated. No caseworker is going to come to her and open that baby's legs and check her hymen. No, she's going to have to go to a doctor and be checked immediately. And whether it be a month from now, once a child's hymen is broken, their hymen is broken. It's not going to be any healing. She's never going to be a virgin again. So it's not like she can hide it. She can try to run as long as she can, but if somebody's penetrated that child, somebody's going to find out. But that's not the only way you can sexually abuse, whether it was anal or anything. It's just the point that somebody needs to find her. That's the first step. Someone needs to find out where that baby is. Because CPS, I'm shocked that they're saying that a caseworker somebody must not have given them a location, because when you report a situation like this, it definitely, listen, I've been in a group or a cult. My daughter may have been molested, or this child may have been molested. They would have went and got that little girl immediately. I could not see a caseworker playing about something like that. The system can fail a child, but I've never seen something like that in my life.
Okay, see, we're at the point right now where his location was pretty much known, but this information hadn't came out at the time. Now that the information is out, now he's switched locations with the Airbnb. So it's as if there's a domino effect with all of this. It's like a process right now. And what you're saying, I agree strongly with you. I got the Beam team. They on a private call right now. You know what I'm saying? They listening in. They can tune in with you, as well. Would y'all like to say anything to the caller that just called in?
Yes, this is thank you for that information. It's also during the time that they are speaking with the child and doing their forensic examination on her, they'll begin to compile their case and begin to start finding out the things that this child was around, being that she was the mother and the child was born in a sex cult, being that the father has numerous wives, being that there are other men also that stay in this sex cult, and all of these things that are on the internet, them being naked, how even the way they speak in front of these children. I think Eliana even needs to tame her mouth in reference to when she's speaking about her father, which is Velvet's husband, in front of that child, sleep or not. Some things, I don't care. If the man is a monster, you don't say it to the child. You understand? It's just some things that the father ain't supposed to defame the mother and the child's face, nor the mother. So if she don't do all these lies and everything, Eliana don't need to be involved in that. Especially when you cussing and you doing this, that, and the other. This shows a lot of instability in the household. in the mother's mind with the child. There's so many doors that opens up when you speak in reference to this case, and something needs to be done.
Oh, I just there's a comment that was just stated as well. Nelly, the comment stated, "No one's considering this right now, but Velvet's history with men, any of the men around her could have done this by magical angelic."
I was just gonna say, you know what, at this point, I know everybody want to buckle down and figure out and get on LGO and shit like that, but I really feel like we just need to focus on the little girl. Forget where they at. Forget figuring out who did it and who started it. The first thing we need to do is secure the safety of that child. That's the most important.
Right.
And if someone's reporting it, I can see it as this being misconstrued. There's a child, she may have been touched in Mexico or wherever they were at. We don't know where you need to call, you need to report. Listen, currently there's a child that resides with her mother that is showing signs of sexual abuse. Forget the LGO and trying to find out his location and trying to report where they go do that themselves. Best believe they go do that themselves. Whether they got to get the FBI or secret, whoever involved, they go find out once they check that baby and see that she's been touched. But the first
and also there has been domestic abuse that has been a case that has went forth, and that thing expires tomorrow, correct, which is the 21st of January. And so the fact that there has been abuse towards the mother on the hands of the father, that's even more so why something needs to be checked into the child, because it could possibly very well not be child molestation. It could be the child is just being beaten. You follow? So there are so many things that this really does need to be looked into very seriously. But being that they are so publicized on the internet, it really is like, people just in their business. Them grandparents need to begin to be vigilant. They need to start banging on some doors, for real.
Yeah, because see, the likelihood, of there, could have possibly been, men that was around Velvet as well, and probably even somebody that was even over their house when she was there or wherever that she was at.
And I keep
you feel me?
Y'all say men. Men are not the only people that rape children. It could have been the women.
And I'm just speaking in general, because the last person that was stated was, as you stated, LGO or Eligio or Nature Boy. So that's why I was saying, in reference to the men that the child had been around. That's all. I'm just trying to stay on the narrative right now with what we're talking about, because we were talking about the men. Now, what you're saying about women and women also that molest and rape children, that's another thing that we brought up today during the live stream too, about the women of Carbonation who were somewhat of babysitters to Baby Velvet, taking her a bath. And we also correlated from Mama Wanda as she was taking her a bath, when the baby started to play with herself, okay? So we know that the men, or at least we have an idea that the men were not, giving the baby a bath, only because the men and the women are separated, so to say. And that's all that I'm saying. Like it's crazy to me, but now that it's happened, it all makes sense why both of them be talking so damn much. Both of them ain't doing nothing but deflecting. That's all they doing. Exactly. They deflecting away from the situation.
Exactly. They definitely deflecting. And this could have been a situation where one of the women were envious and wanted to hurt Eliana, or it could have been anything. It could have been anything.
Right.
It's so sick and it's so sad. And that's the whole point. Somebody needs to find that little girl. Forget Velvet feelings being hurt because CPS get involved and they take her baby. No, as a mother, one instance where I feel like my child may have accidentally been sneezed on too hard, I'm calling the police.